Oh, Jerry Forrest, what up? What a surprise. How are you?
Yes, sir. Doing great.
So, man, thank you for taking out the time to jump on the show. We truly appreciate it, man. I guess I wanted to get you on because I heard a rumor that you should be filling in for Brian Jennings to replace Jennings since he didn't want to get vaccinated. So you'll be fighting for the Bridgerweight title versus Rivas. Tell me you've heard this already.
I have, but
Beautiful, beautiful.
you know, it's not me.
So wait, so you have heard
Um,
it and it's not done, or you have heard it but
I
it's
have
not
heard it, but it's
true?
not done. I don't think they want to go through it.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
So who does it want to go through with it? Like
Okay.
Rivas' team, or they got somebody else, or what's the situation?
Yeah, Rivas team. Yeah,
Wow.
they don't want to do it. It's unfortunate, but yeah, you know, hopefully, I mean, we may talk about it more, but as of what I know, as of now, they don't want to do it. It may be a forced hand, but I don't think that he'll do it.
So who are you promoted by?
DeBella,
The
Lou
Bella.
DeBella.
So what do you think is the reason you haven't fought since that fantastic performance? Like what do you think?
It's the heavyweight division. It's the funny division. Everybody doesn't want to fight. Can't make people fight pretty much. So it's I'm a high risk, low reward fighter. So you have a good chance of not getting the dub or
Mhm.
looking bad. So a lot of people kind of shy away from that. Everybody doesn't want to be challenged.
Yeah, I mean, but did the rematch get offered? Like, did Jalal J at least want the rematch? Did Matchroom try to give you the rematch, and was it like a low offer, or did they just walk
Yeah,
away from the
yeah,
fight?
yeah, yeah, yeah. They did it to where they knew they couldn't make the fight. To be honest with you, I feel.
Oh, so the
You
offer
know,
was just low.
yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculously low. Yeah,
Was it at
and I
least
made
more than the first
crazy
fight?
less. Mm, more, but with the reaction of the first fight, the fight is worth way more than what we were offered.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the views,
Wait, wait, wait,
the
wait, 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 wait,
popularity of
wait,
it.
wait, wait. You said way more than what Lou offered or Eddie?
From what I know, is Eddie.
Okay, I thought you said Lou there.
No,
Uh,
no, no.
okay.
What's the reason that you were given, or what do you understand as to why Rivas or Rivas' team doesn't want to fight?
I guess not ready. Maybe not prepared. I'm a left-hander, so that always causes a problem. People being ready and people being equipped to fight. So that's usually the main reason. Don't have
Did they
enough
say
time.
that, or is that are you assuming that's what it is, or did they
Uh,
literally say like, yeah, you're lefty, brother, we don't want to fight you?
yeah, well, they didn't not in those terms, but yeah, that's kind of how it went, pretty much.
Okay.
It's more so along the lines of need more preparation.
And in terms of Lou or Eddie, have they ever contacted you back uh, about secondary negotiations for that rematch or no?
Not yet, but it'll be in the works soon. Uh, I got a feeling before probably the end of the year, probably or something. You know, possible talks.
Damn. I mean, you last fought in February.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
frustrating, or
Oh yeah,
are
yeah.
you
We've
at the
been in
point?
camp
Are
since
you at the
we've been in
point
camp
where
since
you know it's
June.
just part of the game?
Yeah, it's part of the game, but you just got to stay ready. So we've been. I mean, I've been in camp since June, waiting on the fights. We were
Okay.
gonna fight September. That got pushed back in early October. Pushed back now to 16th. So just staying in shape, just
Honestly,
staying focused.
if I wouldn't have seen your last fight, I wouldn't believe you that you in the camp. But yo, the way you fought in that last fight,
Thank
man, you have a tank and a half, bro. You
Oh,
have dog
oh, no,
in
look,
you, man.
con- confirmations, like no lie, like real. Yeah, I'm here. Like,
That's crazy.
Since June, yeah.
Yo,
It's
speaking
been,
of dog, man, a lot of people are questioning whether or not Anthony Joshua has that killer instinct, that fighter instinct. Something that you definitely showed, getting dropped, getting back up, and fighting like a dog. No disrespect, but what did you think of the fight? And do you think people are correct? He might need to go get a little tough, like Apollo took Rocky into Philly.
the thing is, when somebody shows you who they are, you believe them.
Mm.
If you look at that fight from the first round to the last, it's pressed by Usyk. Well, I mean, by Usyk. Usyk pressed him. Usyk fought him. Usyk fought him in a boxing term. Uh, I feel like when you don't have, I'm not going to say the proper sparring, but when you're not equipped to be drilled, when you're not equipped to be pressured, you got to realize like we're heavyweights. So in your camp, you got to have guys that are applicable, that are in shape, guys that are going to push you. They were talking about him hitting the bag. If you look at how he was throwing the punches and how he was lunging in and just dropping his hands, I feel like he was in training camp. To me, hitting the bag lazy, personally.
Mm.
I just feel like either he didn't take it serious enough or he didn't do enough in camp with who he had. But yeah, you got to have a sense of dog when you're in that situation. You got to go for it, and a guy like Joshua's not going to go for it. That's just the truth.
Do you think it was just what happened in this fight particularly? Because he has shown us in the past, right? In the Klitschko fight, he was dropped. He got back up, and he stopped Klitschko late in that fight. So, yes, in the Dillian White fight, he was hurt, and then he came back and won that fight. So, do you think it's something that, because you did allude a little bit to it, like his preparation, stuff like
Yeah,
that?
well, I feel like styles make fights, of course, and sometimes you can get back up. That's fine and dandy. But if you're not fighting a dog, it's different. Like we know Klitschko, both Klitschko's are monsters, guys, but they're not dogs. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not that nasty, gritty. So I feel styles make fights, but when you got a guy like Usyk's willing to go for it. You know what I mean? Klitschko's not an exchanger. Klitschko's not going to try to get knocked out. He fights very safe. Joshua fights very safe. Even beyond on the scorecard, you got to think the world champ, 12th round, they're like you put everything on the line. There is no you're the world champion at that rate. It's all you got to go for it. You have to go for it.
Jerry, you think Usyk can beat Fury Wilder winner, or actually separated? If Fury were to win, can he beat Fury, and vice versa? If Wilder were to win, can he beat Wilder?
That'd be a good fight. Uh, that would be a good fight. I'm not sure which matchup would be better, man. That's hard to. You know what? I would probably like to see Usyk Wilder in a matchup better because Wilder's gonna go for it when he's in trouble, and Usyk is gonna apply enough pressure to really, I guess you can say, get you off beat. But Fury's on a different level. He's big, strong. Those fights, I believe, I mean, either one of them would have been a great fight, but Usyk Wilder, I would think would be better. But if Usyk fought Tyson Fury, that would be a superb boxing match. I think Usyk or Wilder, somebody's getting knocked out, but Usyk Fury, that would be a great boxing match. Great boxing match. I think they'll both be in shape. They both have decent power. But even then, if Usyk, I just go for the smaller man. If Usyk does what he has to do in that fight, I just think he's a little too fast for Fury. Got a little bit more grit, but Fury's a monster. He's a dog in himself. Like, can't count him out.
I was gonna follow up with that. Like, yo, are you like loving Usyk because you short too? Considered to the heavyweights, like y'all short, so you
No,
looking at him like, yeah, he
no,
could
I
do it,
just
I
feel
could
like
do it.
certain guys just bring it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Usyk. If Usyk coaches say turn it up, he's gonna turn it up. You know what I mean? Like Usyk is gonna bring what he has to win. Usyk is gonna find a way to win. A guy like Fury finds a way to win, but his size is what gives him the edge.
Mm.
Usyk doesn't have an edge necessarily. He has heart. He has dog. He has the grit. So to me, in the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th round, when it counts, when it matters, I personally, I go with the guy that I feel if his back's against the ropes, he's going to fight to get off. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A guy like Fury is going to dance around to get off. He's going to separate, use his footwork, use his jab, and get the pressure off. To me, Usyk's going to go for it. And that's the only reason why I like him a little more. In the Joshua fight, I feel like it might have been a little easier than what Usyk thought. And that's not taking any credit from Usyk. But in the Fury fight, I think that would be a lot closer. But I just feel like Usyk with the body shots, combinations, I feel like he was just tired, Tyson out just a little bit more to get an edge over. But it would be a great fight. I mean, don't get me wrong. Fury with the jab could keep Usyk at bay the whole fight.
Wow.
In other words, he's not looking at the size of the dog in the fight.
I know he's
not. He's looking at the fight in the dog.
I see.
It's the sweet science. It's the sweet science. I mean, Usyk does unlazy movements. You know what I mean? If you look at the Fury fight, I mean that Wilder fight, the Joshua fight, the circles, the angles, that's conditioning. That's practice. You know what I mean? That's what you, as heavyweights, keeping guys off angle, that movement, that's how you destroy a heavyweight. I feel like he does what he has to win the fight, rather than just trying to compensate and get through it. Guys like Joshua, if you look at it, he was trying to get through the fight. Like, that was his goal, get through the fight. I'm going to win this 12-round decision. Usyk, I'm going for it.
Man.
He took it from him.
Well, Ness thinks he could win the rematch, by the way. Do you agree with Ness? That AJ come back and win the rematch?
If he changes something. It's possible. But I just feel like Usyk is going to do even more the next fight. Because, once you get exposed, one thing about it, pressure bust fighters. And I feel like as a fighter, when we're fighting, me and Zing Lee, when we're fighting, you look into a man's eyes, you can tell what's what. So the dog's in the person, you know what I'm saying? When Usyk is going to look into his eyes, no matter how more, like, you got to realize Joshua is a gold medalist. That means he came into this fight with everything you can afford. Everything's afforded to him, the best training, the best camp, the best coaches. You know what I mean? So to say that he's going to change, he may be in better shape, but his mentality, he's going to revert back to who he is, when it's crunch time.
But why can't you, like I said, take that scene from Rocky, man? Apollo took Rocky into the Philly gyms and showed him how to get.
That's why.
Yeah,
man. Dog sparring is dog sparring, man. You could bring a dog out of somebody and sparring.
Oh, definitely. But see, Rocky wasn't that good. Remember this: Rocky got better. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, even in the movie, Rocky got better. We're talking about an Olympic gold medalist that's awarded everything you can think of. So.
Yeah, but Jerry,
he may be in better shape.
But he's had his same amateur coach since that gold medal. Bringing in some new blood, bringing in an American, a Ronnie Shields, or Derrick James, change that ass up real quick. I bet you. I believe so.
It could. I just don't know if it'll change his mentality. And that's what I'm saying.
I think they're gonna do that in the gym, though. That you find that out in the gym. See, I feel like you. Like, he's allotted everything, so he's running his camp. Now let someone else run that camp. Sure. Let someone else choose them sparring partners. Let someone else tell them when that guy's getting out. No, he's doing 3. He's doing 3. Then you getting out. It's different when you run your camp, man.
Yeah, and no, that's completely true, man. I can't disagree with that at all. Yeah, a lot of the times, and that's what I was saying before. That's one of the problems. When you look at how he threw the jab and stuff, you can tell that his camp was not superb because he didn't come out sharp. If you look at that first round, Joshua didn't come out looking like Joshua. He didn't come out looking sharp. Like I tell you this, I watched the fight with my father. Right, the first 10 seconds, I told my dad, I said he's not in shape or he didn't practice perfection. Like, I mean, that was obvious from the first 30 seconds. Then, what is it? Maybe a round or two later, they were like, all he did was heavy bag work. It's evident. You know what I mean? It's very evident of what he did in practice. But when you see the lazy jab and that lazy movement, either he had no motivation in camp or his camp wasn't ran properly. It's one of the two.
So with that said, let's say he doesn't have that dog in him. Let's just say for whatever reason he doesn't have it. You're still describing things, however, that seems to me he could improve. He could have a better training camp. He could come out sharper, right? And yeah. So do you think he could still win even if he doesn't have that dog in him, right? Because at the end of the day, he's still a bigger man. He still has a big punch.
And
right?
his punches really messed up Usyk's face. Like he got, I thought he should have targeted that eye more.
Well, he has two black eyes. You know
no, but you seen the stitches? He had like at least a good 9-10 stitches coming across the eyebrow. If he would have targeted it more, that could have stopped the fight. It was cut on the eyebrow, split right through. I think I got the picture here.
A guy like Joshua, a guy like Joshua, you don't count him out. But for him to use that explosive power, for him to go for it, that's going to be on him and his coaches. I mean, when I'll tell you guys like this, I'll give you guys some real, right? When we fought Zhang Li, we knew who he was, if that makes sense to you. We knew that if I push the fight, he can't handle it. There's guys like that. What I did with Zhang Li was all purposeful. Besides the knockdowns, of course, I didn't plan on the knockdowns. But what you seen me do is because Zhang Li don't get pressured. He don't know how to handle pressure. He can't handle pressure because no one pressures him. No one goes it. So, guy like Usyk, I'm telling you, you look at a guy like Joshua. Oh, he's relaxed in the ring all the time. Oh, he don't push the pace. Oh, okay, he likes to survive. He utilizes that jab, beautiful punches and stays away. Guy like Usyk, he's gold medal winner. He looks at that, he capitalizes on it, and he takes all of Joshua's strengths away. And when Joshua had his strengths taken away, that movement, Joshua could. You got to think. Wilder, it doesn't matter. You're a tall guy. It takes a lot to move those legs. It takes a lot to move that body. A guy like Usyk swaying left to right. It's confusion. You have to be ready as a fighter to endure that kind of stuff. Joshua wasn't ready, and that's all I'm saying. When I say reverting back to who he is, you can have the best camp, you can have the best everything. When a guy gives you doubt, your coaches can't help you. When Usyk's touching him like that, that's fear. You don't want to respond to punches.
Sometimes I think.
You know what I mean? Yeah, either he's getting hit too hard, he's fearful, he don't want to exchange. There's something psychological that goes on in fighters' minds. So, like with Zhang Li, okay, I looked into his eyes, I got you. Third, fourth, fifth, I got you. You don't want to fight no more. You know what I mean? You're taking the fight out of guys. But you never know, man. I mean, Joshua can come back fully reverted, it's happened before. But it's just hard to get over that mental hurdle of he beat me not because he was better, but because he wanted it a little bit more or because he went for it. That's a different thing. You know what I mean?
I want to ask you about Bridger really quick. Was the Rivas fight just an opportunity to, hey, I could fight Oscar Rivas, he's a name? Or do you want to actually campaign at Bridgerweight, or do you want to just campaign at heavyweight? How do you feel about all that?
Taking all bets. For me, honestly, it don't matter. Like, I mean, I'm in between both classes. Big boys, I'll go up. Little guys, I go down. It doesn't really matter to me personally. Right. I want to fight. I'm a boxer. You know what I mean? So I want the best fights. I want the celebrated fights. I want the guys that's at the top, whether that's Bridgerweight, heavyweight, whatever. I just, I'm looking for the straps like everybody.
Well, Jerry, I mean, what could you tell us? What do you got looking forward to? Obviously, I thought this was going to be the big news, and I was excited to get you on. Is Lou telling you anything else? Is there anything to look forward to?
We should be on the Telefimo card. Can't say the name of the opponent yet, but we should be on Telefimo's card.
The 30th or the 16th? Or the 16th?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they changed it. I want to say to Barclays, I think it is. So we'll be it's like third time they changed it, like 3 weeks, but we'll be there. Like I said, we were, in between that and the Bridgerweight fight. So I don't think the Bridgerweight fight's going to happen. So we're just staying in shape, and we're going to get up on the Telefimo card if all else fails. But yeah, we're definitely trying to get the Oscar fight.
Amazing. Well, listen, man, I want to thank you obviously for coming on. Marcus, I know you just Marcus. I met Mark. I know you jumping on late. Do you got anything for Jerry before I let him go?
Absolutely. I'd love to ask him a question or two if I can. Again, thanks again for the time and energy. And thanks again for everything you do for this boxing community, my brother. And thanks for sharing your platform. Mr. Forrest, Let me ask you something, man. What separates you from the pack? For guys like me who might not be that familiar with your career, but we love the sport of boxing and we want to get behind you. What separates you from the pack?
My determination. I didn't. So up until this year, I didn't have the camps. I didn't have the proper things. I didn't have all the things afforded that the guys had. I feel like now that I'm able to have this, and I'm able to have the camps, I'm able to do the things I'm supposed to do. I feel like that gives me the edge. I feel doing what a heavyweight does in a regular setting year round, I feel makes me better. I don't think anyone was ever better than me. They just had better situations. They had better camps. Da, 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 da. Now that we're on an even playing field, I don't see anybody beat.
You said something interesting there. You said what a heavyweight should be doing year round. What exactly is that in your opinion, sir?
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You know, I have a wife, 3 kids. I've been married since 20. So my whole entire boxing career, I've had a wife, kids. You know, my kids are getting older now. I tell sometimes I'm in reverse. Like my daughter's 10 and my oldest son is 14. A lot of guys are having kids, having babies now. I feel like my kids are older, my wife is good, and I can focus more on boxing. So to me, I'm getting better. What you guys seen in the Zinze Lee fight, that was me just getting a little bit better. See, guys like Zing have been great since 2008. They've been afforded everything. I'm just getting the great coaching. I'm just getting the great exercises. I'm just getting the great workouts. Like, I'm like Marvin Hagler. You know what I'm saying? Marvelous Marvin. Like, guys like me, guys like him, you're getting better in the later stages of your life rather than the guys that were climaxed and then peaked and they're kind of decline. I feel like I'm coming up more and more every fight, elevating as the days go on.
And you're from Newport News, correct?
Yes, sir.
So if you knowing what you know now, do you think you can, if you had all the tools that you had now, you wouldn't have those 4 losses? Is what you're saying?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, Gerald Washington, I got my teeth pulled like 2 weeks before the fight. All 4 of my wisdom teeth flashing even before that fight. No excuses. I mean, Michael Hunter should have beat him, held my punches a little bit. It's still a close fight, but of course, you know, he was going to win it. And of course, you know, the last 2 that I got losses against, I feel like I beat Takum and I feel like Franklin. I feel like I beat Franklin. I'm sorry, Takum. That was a sleeper fight. I let that slip away from me. That was the first fight where I was getting into camps and I was kind of getting ready and I was just like, you know, with Takum, I'm going to knock him out. And I feel like the mindset, it didn't allow me to pull it. And that was a learning process for me because that was probably the most valuable lesson that I've gotten since I've stepped up, is that you can't take anyone for granted, no matter the age, the size, you know, what they look like in previous fights. So I wasn't prepared, but now I take fights a lot. That was a wake-up call, huge wake-up call.
What do you say to your detractors and the naysayers who say, you know, those, you know, everybody might have that kind of story. Like it might be labeled as an excuse, my wisdom tooth got pulled. You know, you got a fight coming up in 2 weeks, you know, and I'm not saying this with no disrespect or malice in my heart for you, but if you can get better and you can change, couldn't a gold medalist or 2-time heavyweight champion get better with those same, if he makes those right adjustments or get his mindset in the right place, as you said?
Well, see, so that's what we're talking about. Guys like that. I mean, when you're afforded, like, you got to realize in America, we win the gold medal and it's cool. In their country, they win the gold medal. They're represented by their country for the rest of their lives. So guys like Zane, guys like Joshua, unless they change everything and everyone in their camps, it's going to be very hard to do. When I say that they're afforded everything, I'm talking about from the training. Like, you got to realize they have the meal preps. They have the wake-ups. They have 10 coaches. They have the strength and conditioning. They have the coaches that's watching. I mean, you got 6 coaches watching these guys throw every punch. So for me, it's not so much what they have. It's the access that they're allowed and what they do with it. You got to realize, like, I fought Zinze Lee and we trained our tail off, me and my coaches. We don't have a super huge training camp. All I say is I'm getting paid $2,500 a week going to some training camps. So you're talking about camps, $150,000, $200,000 for the camp. So you're flying in the best sparring partners. You're flying in, you know what I mean? Everything you're doing is world class. So at that level, what more can you do to change? You know what I mean? That's inside of you. I've been to camps, and that's all I'll say. I've been to camps. I've seen how these guys work. I've only gotten 2 rounds with certain guys, and I've been in camp with them the whole entire week, 2-3 weeks. You know what I mean? Because I push the pace. So it's, okay, we'll give you a couple rounds here and a couple rounds there. That's it, though. That's all we need. So that's why I say everything that I'm telling you guys about the work ethic, the experience, it's what I've seen from top tier heavyweights, and it's disturbing for real. Because I look at them and I'm like, damn, like you're the man. You know what I mean? But your shape, you're not in great shape. You're not Oscar Rivas. I mean, like, he's not in great shape. He couldn't take the fight because he wasn't in shape. I'm gonna be real. He ain't in camp. Like, I mean, you could tell it, I don't care. But that's the truth about it. I'm in camp. He ain't ready.
So he wanted more time? Did he want more time?
No. We're not ready and we don't want to fight.
Do you think there's anything to be said about, because I know, like, I see your perspective, right? Because you haven't been afforded the opportunities that a lot of these top tier fighters have. But is there anything to be said about these guys that are already multi-millionaires? They got everything. They got mansions. They got the cars. They got the jewelry. They got everything. And they're still able to go to camp. And I think if there's one thing Joshua has shown me now, I get what you're saying. Maybe he just had a terrible training camp, but his work ethic hasn't really been questioned that much. You know, he comes in shape.
Nah, that's not true. That's not true. Everybody thought that he gasses. I mean, he showed that in many fights that he
just
gasses.
because you gas doesn't mean you don't have work ethic.
Yeah, well, see, I'm not saying that he doesn't have the work ethic. I was saying in the gym and in the ring, he doesn't have the dog. You can be in superb shape and not go for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can be in superb shape and not want to throw punches because the guy on the other side of you is hitting you harder than you're hitting him. You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a mind-changing thing. Look, if I told y'all that we tried to fight Usyk like a year or 2 ago, and he said that I punched too hard, y'all may not believe, but that's the truth. I'm just keeping it real. That's just a little insider for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You seen it. We were gonna fight Murat Gaziev 2 years ago. Look at the post. He didn't want to fight. The week of the fight, I don't have no reason for not fighting Jerry. I was in camp. I was prepared. I don't want to fight him because I went to camp with Steve Cunningham. So when guys see certain things and people taking stuff serious, they're not ready. They're not really ready on that level. Murat Gaziev is a top cruiserweight, or was. I'm not sure what he's doing now.
Word. But I was just saying, he ain't been back since that fight.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like what I did was I actually went on his Instagram and I copied and pasted all his posts and I translated it so I could see what he said. And it was literally like, I'm not ready for Jerry Forrest. I was in camp. Everything was afforded. Everything was fine, but I'm not taking the fight. It blew my mind. I mean, I even reposted it on my page. Like I translated and reposted it on my page, I want to say. Yeah, it is. I'm not saying that these guys are jokes, but I'm saying that when you have a guy that wants to go for it, you have the option of fighting him or not fighting. And Oscar Rivas, unfortunately, doesn't have to fight me. A guy like Usyk, when we talked about it before, don't have to fight. You know, and that's the unfortunate part about it, but it is what it is. You know? That's one reason why
you're saying that Usyk ducked you, pretty much.
No, I'm not saying that. No, he didn't.
Look at
no. That's what I mean. You say he didn't want to fight you because you hit too hard.
Well, that wasn't him. That was his coaches. They said the words were they wanted an easier fight getting into the heavyweight ring. They didn't want guys that really punched.
And guess what, Jerry? Chaz Weatherspoon proved they wanted an easier fight because they took Chaz. They didn't take you. They didn't take Tyrone Sponge. They were supposed to take Sponge.
Time Machine found that dude.
Yeah, y'all know Chaz, and that's a great guy. But that's all I'm saying.
He wasn't the same no more, nowhere near.
So do you think Usyk has the best footwork in the heavyweight division, or who do you think has the best footwork?
Ooh, best footwork. Sorry guys, my Bluetooth just disconnected for a sec. Hello?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Can we hear you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm on speakerphone now. I don't know what's wrong with my Bluetooth. He has some good footwork. The only reason why I won't say the best is because there's a lot of good heavies with great footwork. He has great footwork though. Good lateral. I mean, I think he has great side-to-side lateral movement.
If not him, who's the best? Who got the best footwork? Take yourself out, of course. But if you think you're the best, please say yourself.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, of course. Like, that's
Yo, you killing me with the mic, Jerry. What you doing over there?
Yeah, well, see, with me, man, I'm just can I put this? I'm a smaller guy, but I mean, naturally, we just move faster. But I mean, man, God, that's hard. That's a hard question. Best footwork, man. Besides me,
I had a couple more questions. You can't stay on this one too long, Jerry.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a hard question.
All right, who got the best defense in the heavyweight? Best defense.
Man. It's another hard one. I mean,
He's gonna duck all the questions. He's gonna duck all the questions.
Dodging punches, slipping punches.
What about Fury?
That's hard. Fury, you know what? I'm gonna take you up on that.
Objection. Leading the witness. Leading the witness. Objection.
You say you have more questions. Trying to help you out now.
Yeah, we trying to get it moving.
Don't help him with the answers though. But I'm messing with him.
You know what? Fury has great footwork. You know what? I may go with Fury for both of those.
Yeah, I didn't want to lead you on the footwear. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, people came for me. You know, I said that, like, in terms of footwork and like in that ring, is he not the closest to Muhammad Ali?
Yeah. I mean, I'm literally thinking about it now. Like, hey, actually,
they don't like me saying it. They don't like me saying it because he not the right complexion. But it's like, bro, like, look at the way he moved. He mimicked that shit. It looked like he been practicing that all his life.
Well, you know, he said that he wanted the European style, from what I was told. Mm-hmm. Wanted the European style with the American swagger.
Yeah. No, he got swag. You know, he definitely got some swag. What you think is going to happen on October 9th, man? Let me get your heavyweight opinion on October 9th.
I can hear y'all. Hold on. I can hear you, but I can't hear y'all. Can you hear me now?
We hear you.
All right. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Let me get your opinion on October 9th.
Which side? Which fight?
Wilder Fury.
There's only one October 9th.
Well, no. Well, I'm only saying, because you know that the card is stacked too, so I didn't know if y'all running down the whole card or what.
That's true.
But, man,
Wilder Fury.
Listen to me. Y'all know we're all Americans here. I'm always gonna pull for the American side rather than the Brit side, even though, you know, it's all English and American and all that. But I'm gonna always pull for America, no matter what. I want all the belts in America, no matter who has them. I think it makes for a better fight for us. But if Fury comes out, who I think Fury is, it should be a good fight. But Wilder has trained a little bit. He should be in better shape. So I see it possibly being an early fight for either one of the two. But I think Fury's going to come out and do the same thing he did last fight. I think he's going to try to overwhelm Wilder again and see where it goes. Now, if he doesn't overwhelm Wilder and doesn't get Wilder out of his comfort zone, it could be a different fight.
So I know it seems like you're telling you believe, like, you're with your heart you're going with Wilder. With your head though, who's gonna win? Like, who do you think's gonna win this fight?
Leading the witness, Your Honor.
Oh, maybe it's Wilder. I don't know.
Y'all ain't right. Man, if it goes, if I had to bet my money, you know what? I'm still going Fury. I'm still going Wilder.
Oh, I see. You said Fury. You see, he was thinking Fury. You said Wilder. You see that?
Slip. That's called a Freudian slip right there.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm just too American for it.
So you're admitting here you're not going for best versus best. Who you think this fight to you is about? Pride in your country.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Not race. It's not revenge. Best versus best. It's country for you.
Well, I look at it like this: if the belts are over here, that's bigger paydays for me. That's more paydays for me. Long as all the belts are in Europe, that's taken away from us. That's taken away from the English market, from the American market. The more belts here, the more fights in America, the more heavyweight fights, the better fights, the bigger the fights. So I pull for America because that's our better, and that's more comparable for our cash flow. But I think that Wilder has worked and trained hard. So if he's in better shape, it can look a little different.
So you think he lost just because he wasn't in the right shape, in your opinion?
I think it was mental. He just got overwhelmed. He wasn't ready for the pressure. Wasn't ready for the body shots. The body shots crushed him.
Like, in fairness, I don't think anybody saw Fury doing that.
Nah, no one believed it. No one believed it.
I did.
Nah.
When he said he was going to walk forward, you believe that?
When he said he was going to knock him out, I ain't believe it. But let me tell you, when he pushed him at the weigh-in, I came back, did a show immediately like, yo, he was sizing him up. He was trying to see how big he was. That's why he kept his jacket on. He didn't want you to see how big he was. He wanted to feel where you was at. And yeah,
I was in your chat that day, Ness, and you played that clip. So I mean, you was like, he threw him 30 feet. You was exact. It was 50 feet. It was 100 yards. Like, it just, but he almost lifted him up like a child. Like it was lift and push.
Listen, that shove was,
and he barely pushed Fury when he pushed him. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to add.
Oh no, I thought it was going to be a different fight with that, because when I heard Fury saying, I'm going to push the fight from the beginning, I done put on 30, 40 pounds. In my mind, he's about to bully Wilder. Like, I mean, for real, me and my coach, Anthony Chase, we were talking about it a little while. We were like, yo, if Fury comes out doing what he said he's going to do, Wilder's going to be in trouble. I've been in camp with Wilder. I won't say much, but I mean, I've been in camp with him.
You think you slick? Like, I don't know what that means. I won't say much.
No. I'm just saying, when you're in camp with people and you hear certain things from the opponent, in your mind, you rationalize, okay, if he does what he said he's going to do, it's going to be that kind of fight.
But you're still saying you did good.
Yeah.
You was in this camp or the camp for which camp?
Just camps in general.
Oh, several camps. Okay.
Yeah. I'm left-handed, Ortiz and stuff like that. So,
what do you say? I'm sorry. I think D-Style had a question. I'm sorry, Carl.
No. I just wanted to clarify. So, as far as because I call the blitz, like he blitzed Wilder from the opening bell. You thought that was very, very possible.
Exactly. And
Wilder should have talked to you for that fight.
Well, when you overwhelm somebody and press them, and you hit them with calculated shots, it's a lot different. It's a lot different than coming out real poised. See, some guys in the heavyweight division are trying to get 12 rounds. They're trying to get to the 12th round. That's their mindset from the beginning. I'm going to make it these rounds, and I'm going to call it a day. Some guys come in, we're about to die on our shield. We're about to go out. And that's the difference. See, okay, so look, Wilder Fury, I'm going to be real, it's just like me versus Zhang Li. Even though I got dropped 3 times, right, I pressured Zhang Li, because I knew what I had and I knew what Zhang Li had. And I knew no matter what Zhang Li was doing, he couldn't outdo me. Fury feels that way about Wilder. I'm telling you now, that's trouble. When you're not scared of the person in front of you, no matter how, just like Wilder, me and Fury, I don't care how hard you hit, I'm going to still be in front of you. What do you do with someone like that? You have to be in shape. Your sparring partners have to have the same mentality of the guy you're fighting. The reason why it's so hard to beat Floyd is because you hear guys, I can't find a guy to match Floyd. Pacquiao's hard to beat because you can't find a guy with Floyd's, with Pacquiao's work ethic, with his speed. It's the same thing. It's universal for each and every weight class. Guy like Zhang Li, there's no one else. There's no one you're going to have that's going to pressure you and punch like me, I feel. So when you're in these camps, when you're doing these things, when you get in the ring and you're looking that guy in his eyes, you know who he is. Like Wilder knew who Fury was when they got into that ring the second time. Fury knew for you to hop on a man like that and to stay on a man like that, you have confidence. There's something that you're doing that he's not doing that makes you feel comfortable. At the end of the day, he couldn't stop my jab. He was scared for me to press him. Kept going back on his heels. I'm going to take advantage of you. So when guys expose you, I'm telling you, it's hard to get over that mental hurdle, man. Because when you look into that man's eyes, you own him.
So do you think, I know it's a bigger payday for you. Matter of fact, let's scratch that because you already said what it is. Gotta ask, What do you believe? What's your take on the glove gate situation? Since you were in camps with him, I saw Ness eyebrows raised up like, oh shit, here we go. What's your take on the glove gate and the spiking of the water? Because you've been around since back then. I gotta ask everybody this. Pros, amateurs, Hall of Famers. I gotta know. I want to know because when this all said and done, I'm gonna put me a damn compilation together of all of this shit. Because it's been going on too long. You smiling, but you ain't said nothing about gloves, nothing about water, and you've been in several camps. You got the floor, Mr. Forrest. I want to hear this.
I mean, I know Mark Breland. I don't see Mark Breland spiking. I don't see Mark Breland spiking or allowing anyone to spike Waters' water. Listen to me. They may be on different terms, but I can tell you this from talking to Mark when I'm in camp and just knowing him, just chatting with him outside of that. Mark loved that guy. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, the gloves, the best I can say about the gloves, I know that they say, you know, he's been in camp and they've had glove issues. When you're a cheater, you're a cheater. I'm not going to say he did cheat. I can't prove that definitively. I can't. What I can tell you is boxing knows everything that's happened. And that's up to them to really step up as organizations and to stop that. But for me, a loss is a loss. I feel like
right. You saw how he brushed over there, right?
You just said boxing knows what happened, so that means you believe it. I need to. I mean, because that was real. Like, I don't know. Like, do you believe it or don't? Because you like boxing knows what happened, and they need to fix it. So that you're insinuating you believe something took place in that fight.
Well, the thing is this. I'm saying that I can't prove personally that something happened with his gloves. I know what I've seen, and I know what I've heard from him being in camps.
All right.
But to me, the World Boxing Commission, if it was a flaw that was that recognizable, I don't see them just overlooking it. All the sanctions, every sanctioning body overlooked this. It's a little hard for me to digest, but I think Fury could possibly be a cheater. Look, people have. Well, I mean, look, man. Guys, I was gonna fight Big Baby Miller. He taking steroids. A cheat's a cheat. You know, you can lace the gloves. You can. I mean, Margarito with his raps. Look, guys will find a way to try to get a competitive edge. So I would never in my life say that he's not doing it. I can't say it definitively, but I mean, you've seen the pictures. So my only thing is they signed off on the gloves. His hand was still in the glove. If your hand shifts in the glove, that's possible. But you know, yeah, I mean, hey, look, if you're smart enough to keep your hand in the glove and manipulate your hand a little bit, and you're not getting sanctioned for it, I mean, all power to you. Like I said, guys do worse stuff, but yes, I wouldn't. I think it was kind of messed up. But hey, I mean, he's a British fighter. He's been around the game.
About the first fight, right?
Trying to find competitive edges, but it's cheating. It's still cheating.
Well,
what you said about? Hold on, he said something real quick about British fighter and competitive. What did you say? Because D-Style cut you off briefly. What did you say about British fighters? So I want to hear that. I need to hear that. I'm sorry.
No, Britain's different from America. You know, Irish guys, all those. You know, we're the flamboyant boxers in America. We're flashy. We have the style. British fighters have the know-how. They have the you know, we're ready for a world championship fight in about 25 to 30 fights. Those guys over there are ready for a championship fight in about 15 to, I would say 12 to 15 fights maybe in each weight class. So it's different. So their process and their preparation is a lot different. So this may come out wrong, but they've been finding ways to cheat for years. You got to think. They don't fight on this side of the water for a reason, I feel. And I feel steroids or cheating. That's just my personal opinion. I can't prove that, of course. There's no way to prove that. But those guys don't like to come over here to fight, and they don't like to get tested. It's a lot of stuff that European fighters don't like, but in Europe, it's acceptable. So I feel like when you find ways to cheat, you pass it down. To me, that's kind of like generational shit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, y'all
like how to make your grandmama pie. Like, we don't tell everybody this, but you got to know how to make this pie. If you're gonna be a cook, you got to make this pie.
Well, look, I put it like this: when you go to Britain, They're gonna fuck up your food. They're gonna fuck up your. I mean, it's. I mean, Ukraine, Russia. You got to realize when you go to these other countries, they have no love for you. So they try to get you off your game as best they can. Now, trust, like when you go to another country on that side of the water for a fight, they're gonna take advantage of you everywhere they can. I mean, I've had guys that go over there fighting for world championship. Like, yo, man, they dropped off at the hotel, didn't have a translator, couldn't go get food, couldn't go get water, couldn't drink the water in the country. You know what I mean? We ain't have water for a day or two. Like, yeah, they will use their competitive edge 24/7 to definitely manipulate it and capitalize themselves.
One last one, and I'll leave him alone. This, I'm sorry. I know you got to get back to the show. Last one. What about the uniform? I heard he's gonna have a. I don't know what the uniform is gonna be. Why y'all laughing? Why everybody laughing?
Man. Y'all terrible.
This is not comedy hour. I promise. I'm very serious here. Part of my tone though. It's comedic tone, but I'm dead serious because I'm rooting for Wilder. I'm a fan. Everybody knows Tate Jones is my guy. So yeah, I'm rooting for Wilder. I believe he was like the first heavyweight championship fight I ever been to was the Deontay Wilder fight. So yeah, I root for the guy. But you were in some camps, and you should know the guy. They say you know a guy well once you share a ring with him, right? But I don't know if he's one of those people you were talking about earlier when you was like, you guys have all this stuff, and you see. But I get it because you already probably ain't going back to camp after what you said about Mark Breland, because that means you calling Wilder a liar.
Not a liar, just disagree.
Okay, I'm just saying, man.
Difference in agreement.
What do you think of this uniform? Because I'm thinking if that last one was too heavy, he should have came in like a towel, like old Mike Tyson did, like nothing, just a towel on. Let's go. Let's go.
Nah, it's too late for that. It's already been reported that he coming out with something elaborate. The mass people announced it on their Instagram or something like that.
I know. I think that. How do you guys feel about that? Well, I want to know what you think first, Mr. Forrest, because you there,
bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, look, man.
You say that again? I missed that.
That uniform shit to me is weak. Okay. Listen to me. If I buy a uniform, bro, I bought that uniform. That's me. Nobody told Wilder to spend $60,000 on a uniform that weighed 40 pounds or 20 pounds, whatever it was. That's on him. Like, that's self-inflicted. His coaches ain't picking out his uniform. They ain't saying, yo, let's put this fucking headgear on. If anything, his coach is telling them, dog, let's not put all this shit on. Bro, Mark Breland is a solid guy, is all I'm saying. You think Mark Breland gonna try to mess up one of his bags? Like, bro, come on, yo. These guys making $500,000 to $1 million per coach. Like, come on, bro. You mean I'm gonna mess up my bag and try to get you to lose so that we can get less money on the next? Nah, to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, this guy's been with you from day one, and now he's gonna start sabotaging you when you're at the peak? Like, he should have did that when you were smaller. Like, I mean, so to me, if that's the case, then if that's for real, then who's paying Mark Breland? You know what I'm saying? Now that turns into a whole entire criminal investigation. I mean, Mark Breland gonna spike his water for no reason. That means someone had to pay Mark Breland. So that's a whole, bro. That's litigation. You talk about courtrooms, like that's different, yo. Like, y'all, one thing about it, y'all gotta remember, boxing is corrupt. That's true. But on this level, you talk about livelihood, yo. For real. I mean, that's like, you're talking about staining someone's name. That's at least when I've been in camp, have tried to do nothing but help you. And that's all I say about that part. I mean, it's more to that.
Assessment on that. But because you went back to the water. But I'm talking about that uniform. You said it's weak. You don't think he should be going there with nothing elaborate on, in your personal opinion. Your opinion.
Need to come out with a light robe on or a towel, like you said. Like, I don't want to hear no more excuses.
Well,
I'm with you, man.
Like I said, the Instagram of the uniform company announced that they created this iconic moment for Deontay Wilder, and he's worn the Cosmo and Donatello or whatever crown and mask in his past 4 fights. So stay tuned to what's coming next, because they're going to be doing something else for him. But this one that I'm screen sharing is one that they've done that doesn't.
No, it's not real.
What?
That looks like some parody shit.
That he wore that already in the Ortiz fight. Yeah. They're announcing that he's worn that and that they're going to create this fight. You don't remember that one in the Ortiz fight?
Yeah, I remember.
With
Yeah,
the
the
white
Wizard of
and it was
Oswald,
like
yeah.
white and gold trim. But Jerry, man, I don't want to keep you. Got to keep the show going. Thank you for jumping on. Please give out your social media for everybody that is listening. Can go ahead and follow you. And please, man, hit us up when you hear anything. You know, hopefully we get you back in the ring.
Yeah. We should know more this week and next week for sure. So I'll definitely keep you guys posting it and DM you whenever I get the information. But Jerry Forrest KO, Instagram, Twitter, JerryForrest.KO, I'm sorry. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Jerry Slugger Forrest. Hit me up, follow back. I'm just here with this boxing thing, man. Just making my mark. That's it.
All right. Well, Champ, man, thank you once again, man. Look forward to the next time.
Blessings. Thank you guys for the time.
All right. There you have it. Jerry Forrest, contender in that heavyweight division. Fellas, so where are we? We are
Michael Hunter.
We are with Michael. I'm looking for a D-style. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. So, yeah, I mean, we've closed one poll and we're about to close another from what I believe. We're at Michael Hunter. He's at 39%.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.